Hey guys, so what I wanted to show you today was this new cabinet that I built for Miguel's Element Lifestyle. And what I did was I built the cabinets right on top, and I wanted to make sure there was full range of movement for my feet, so that I didn't want to build a, um, a cabinet that went straight down, because that would take into our space for moving around. So I wanted to build it elevated, but at the same time I didn't want to drill into anything I didn't have to, and I didn't want to take out any panels either. So I built everything working around the panels that are already there. I didn't want to remove anything. But let me show you what I have. So I have these cabinets here. I use these ropes so that it never gets caught on your clothes as knobs. You know, you do any kind of knob or metal thing, it can get caught on your clothes, but a little piece of rope never will. Up here I have this slide out, and I didn't want to make it a door because I didn't want to have to remove any items that might be on this table. So with the sliding door, we never have that problem. So I'm going to show you how I did this. Okay, first of all, I want to say that it's actually not done yet, and the reason why it's not done is because it's not painted, and I want to leave it up to Miguel what color he wants it painted. So the wood is bare, it's unfinished, but he's going to paint it whatever color he wants. But another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to use very standard pieces of wood planks, and this is all pine. I wanted it super light so that it could hold up very securely, you know, without carrying too much weight. So I used pine planks from Home Depot, and these are all standard widths. Everything is just a standard width, so that cutting is pretty easy, relatively easy. You know, nothing's that easy, but it did limit the amount of cuts I had to make, that I use all standard wood planks. All right, so I got this board cut out and I made it to fit in there like that. But oops, you can see there's some curvature I need to account for, so I'm going to trim that down a little bit. I use this tool to try to figure out the curvature and the shape of that little contour. Hopefully it's good. All right, that's not too bad. Fits pretty well. Let's see. All right, so I got that in. It fits pretty well, the curvature. Let's take a look at it. It's gonna stand inside that pocket, and this is one wall of the cabinet. Okay, so moving over here, I want to use this frame of the body as another support, and use this bolt that's for the chair. I'm going to use that for some support too. So I'm going to put a cut down 2x4 in here, and you can see it's not level. So what I need to do is I need to shave a bit of an angle so that it'll be more flat and level. Alright, so I cut a little wedge in a 2x4, and I'm going to put it in there. So I'm going to need to drill a hole so that I can bolt this thing on. Alright, so I got that hole drilled in. Put this in here. There you go. I think it fits pretty well. So now I need to open up this hole to get the nut in. Nice and tight. All right, got that piece in. Let's install it. All right, goes right there. I think it fits pretty well. This is going to be leaning back, of course, and we're going to mount everything up later. So let's get the other side wall. All right, let's take a look. Got that side wall up. So now I got this, but I have to cut around little things like that to get it to fit. All right, so in this area, I'll need to cut out a little notch. Something like that. All right, let's get this thing in. And you can see, fits that contour right there. That's the idea. So I'm going to have this wood right there to drill down into. And now I want to do something right here so that I could also use this as a support area where I could drill something in there. All right, so I got this piece of scrap wood that I'm going to shove back there, and I'm going to push it up here and drill it into this thing so it starts to pull back. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to put a long screw in there. So now that just holds the wood so I can move it around. Alright, so now I can take this guy off. Let's take a look. So you can see I could screw into this piece of wood right here. I could mount the cabinet using this point here, or I could actually even remove one of these screws and then mount it right there. So we'll see what I decide to do later, but for now I got some wood that I could drill into and it'll give me a firmer mount. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the front of this cabinet, and I'm going to use this same type of wood at the Home Depot. This is a 3-inch wide, and I'll work on the borders. All right, so I got those pieces cut out. They look like this, and I'm going to make the frame and then mount it up. All right, got some pocket holes. All right, that's the way it looks on the inside. I got it mounted up. That's the front side, so let's put it in the car. All right, that's the way it's looking right now. Now I need to put a brace in the back, and then I'm gonna screw that brace to this wood that I have right there. All right, so I got that bar in, and it's gonna fit right there over that spot. And I'm gonna be able to screw it in and mount it in tight. All right, I got that screw in, and now it's semi-secure. So that's one thing. Next, we're gonna put a screw right down here to hold that in. All right, that's even more secure now. Okay, so next up, we gotta do the tabletop. Okay, so one more point I want to use is this slot right here. This is the old seatbelt slot, and I have this bracket right here, just an L bracket, and I'm gonna hook it into there, and I'm gonna put a support piece of wood right here so that you see that? I just need to bring it just a hair closer, and then I can put the tabletop after that. Okay, so I did this thing right here with this angle bracket, and the idea is that I would mount it right here, and this bottom side I'll mount here, and this bracket's got some grooves, so there's some adjustability, so when I slide it in I can push it in real tight and then screw it in. All right, so now that's very stable. You can see very little movement. Let's take a look underneath at that, and then that bracket. All right, so I got the top cut off, and I have this piece which you had to contour to the shape of the window. That starts the cabinet, and this is the countertop. So that's the way it's going to look. Okay, so for the back I have this little washer that I put so that I can hook it up against the wall, and it'll give me some extra support, see, so that it holds more coming this way. And now I'm going to drill it to the bottom of here so that it attaches nice and strong to my cabinet. All right, so I got this frame for the cabinet up. I had to cut a lot of contours, just a lot of cutting and recutting and recutting and recutting. Anyways, it's in. I made this hole right here, and again, that's for the seatbelt buckle. trying to do this with one hand, which I cannot do. But anyways, I'm not going to tighten it up, but you get the picture. So that's the frame, and that's how it's going to hang. So that's going to hold very secure. That seatbelt buckle is a strong bolt. Is a strong bolt, and now I'm going to build around it. All right, so I got that frame. I made some pocket hole screws. That's going to go on top like that. So let's screw it in and mount it up. All right, I built up that frame. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm gonna put in that bolt, screw it all in, screw on the tabletop, and then we'll be on to the doors and stuff. All right, so I put in these angle brackets to mount the table on top. All right, I got the table in, so now let's put the back. It's real snug. So I'm gonna put in that bolt, and then that'll hold that firm. And then next up, we'll have to get to the doors. All right, that's all up. Let's take a look at it. I think it looks pretty good. It's very secure. Let's get the doors in. All right, I got one of the doors open, one of the doors installed. I put a stopper right there so it doesn't keep swinging through. All right, got the doors in. Now I need to put a little rope handle and some magnet stops right there. So I'm going to use this magnet. I'm going to install it underneath. It's a double magnet, one for each side, to hold it in. All right. I don't want to close it because I'm going to have a hard time getting it out because I have nothing to grip. So I need to make the holes first. So I use just tape so I know to mark it. So I don't want to use metal handles or anything like that because they could get caught on your clothes as you're walking by or something. So I'm using a rope as my handle. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the rope is I'm going to thread it through, tie a knot, then I'll singe the end so that it doesn't fray, because this paracord stuff will fray. And what you want to do is you want to tie another knot on this side so that, you know, it can't fall through. So once it's there, you know, it'll stay right there. And how long you want to do your cords, that's up to you. So I'm going to say I'm going to do around this length. Cut that off. Singe the ends. And now I have a handle that will never get caught on your clothes. Now I got 2 working handles. Last thing is up here. Need to figure out how to a way to do this right here. And what I don't want to do is if I put doors here, I'll have to clear out the table every time I want to open the door. So I want to do a sliding door option. All right, so I got these rails to put sliding doors on. I'll leave a link in the description for these too if you're interested. So I'm going to install it in here and have you know, thin doors where you could slide it in and out. All right, so I got those rails in. You can see them. They're underneath. And I'm going to slide in the boards for the doors. So I got some of this thin board from the Home Depot. I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to use it for 2 sliding doors. All right, I got the 2 pieces cut, so now I need a little hole for me to put my finger in and be able to slide the doors back and forth. There you go. All right, I got them cut out, so let's install these. Put it up on the top rail, then over the bottom. right. There you go. Open on either side. So that's it.